Once upon a time with Winnie the Pooh, a Disney treasury of favorite nursery tales and rhymes. Pooh gets into some trouble with Heffalumps, based on Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Pooh and Piglet were out for a walk one sunshiny day in the 100-acre wood. And in a shady spot near the old oak tree, they found Christopher Robin looking at a book. "Hello, Christopher Robin," called Pooh. "What are you reading?" "It's a story about Pooh and the three Heffalumps," replied Christopher Robin. "It is?" said Piglet wonderingly. "Of course," said Christopher Robin. He turned to Pooh. "Do you want to tell the story?" "Since there are three Heffalumps, I think you should tell the story," Pooh replied thoughtfully. "I can count to three, but not always in the right order." So Christopher Robin began. Once upon a time in the 100-acre wood, Pooh came upon a pretty cottage. "I wonder who lives here," he thought. He peeked through the window. "Hello," he called. No one answered. He peeked in the door. "Does anyone want to play?" he asked. No one answered, but Pooh noticed there were 3 bowls of honey porridge on the table. A big bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a little bowl. Now Pooh knew that you should never eat someone else's supper without asking their permission first. But the porridge smelled yummy, and he was feeling quite rumbly in his tumbly. So he thought maybe he would try a little bite. He tasted the porridge in the great big bowl. "Ouch! That's too hot!" he cried. He tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl. "Brr, that's too cold," he said. Then he tasted the porridge in the little bitty bowl. Just right," he cried, and he ate it all up. When his tummy was quiet and full, Pooh decided that maybe a rest was a good idea. In the living room, he discovered 3 chairs: a big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a little chair. He sat in the great big chair. "Oof, this chair is too hard," said Pooh. He sat in the medium-sized chair. "Fluff, this chair is too soft," said Pooh. Then he sat in the little bitty chair. "Ah," said Pooh, "this chair is just right." Though the chair felt just right to Pooh, porridge-filled Pooh did not feel just right to the chair. Creak, creak, crash! The chair broke. "Oh, bother!" cried Pooh as he fell to the floor. The floor is not a comfortable place to lie, but a bed is. So Pooh went to the bedroom. There he found 3 beds: a big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a little bitty bed. He climbed into the great big bed. "This pillow is too high," said Pooh. He hopped into the medium-sized bed. "This pillow is too flat," said Pooh. Then he snuggled into the little bitty bed. Coffee!" Pooh sighed, and he fell fast asleep. By this time, the Heffalump family, whose house it was, had decided to come home from their walk and eat their supper. First came the great big Papa Heffalump, then the medium-sized Mama Heffalump, and finally the little bitty baby Heffalump. As soon as he was through the door, the Papa Heffalump saw a spoon sitting by his porridge bowl. "Someone has been eating my porridge," he boomed in his great big bellowing voice. "Someone has been eating my porridge too," said the Mama Heffalump in her medium-sized voice. "Someone has been eating my porridge," squeaked the little bitty baby Heffalump in his little bitty voice, "and he has eaten it all up." Then the great big Papa Heffalump noticed that the cushion on his chair was not straight. "Someone has been sitting in my chair," he boomed in his great big bellowing voice. "Someone has been sitting in my chair too," said the Mama Heffalump in her medium-sized voice. "Someone has been sitting in my chair," squeaked the little bitty baby Heffalump in his little bitty voice, "and he has broken it all to pieces." The Papa Heffalump thought they had better check the bedroom to see what they would find there. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed," he boomed in his great big bellowing voice. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed too," said the Mama Heffalump in her medium-sized voice. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed," squeaked the little bitty baby Heffalump in his little bitty voice, "and he is still here." Poor Pooh had woken up with the boom of the Papa Heffalump's loud voice. He was shaking and shivering under the covers in the littlest bed. Slowly he peeked out from the darkness. When he saw all those Heffalumps staring at him, he was so frightened that he leaped out of the bed, bounded down the stairs, and ran out the door as fast as his legs would carry him. And he never ate anyone's honey porridge without asking again. That's the story, finished Christopher Robin. "It makes me think of something," said Pooh. The first thing he thought of was how tasty a morsel of honey porridge would be. Then another idea tickled at his brain. Was he thinking how nice it would be to eat the porridge? Or was he remembering how nice it had been? Slowly Pooh remembered how that very morning a sweet smell had called him across the wood all the way to Christopher Robin's house. "I just nibbled a little," he began, and then he looked at his friend. "I'm sorry, Christopher Robin. I won't eat anyone's honey porridge without asking ever again. Did I eat very much of your breakfast?" "The whole thing is a little more than very much," replied Christopher Robin. "Oh dear, you are lucky you weren't at the Heffalump house," cried Piglet. Pooh was feeling very lucky indeed, especially to have such friendly friends as Christopher Robin and Piglet. "Let's go to my house for lunch," suggested Pooh. "I have fresh honey cakes to share." The friends enjoyed a happy lunch, eating the sweetest honey cakes Pooh had ever tasted.